Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We focus on spirituality, Vedanta, and Sanatana Dharma. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and daily satsang. Our humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, all sages and scriptures, and to the divinity in each of you. We are currently exploring the scripture Mysticism of Mahabharata. Commentary is by Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So continuing the episode of Mahaprasthan Parva. At this point in the debate, the dog manifested its real form as Dharmaraj, the god of righteousness, and told Yudhishthir that he had again been testing his sense of virtue by assuming that disguise. This, he reminded him, had been the second such test, the first having occurred when he assumed the form of a great bird who would not allow the Pandavas to drink from his lake until all his questions had been answered. As you recall from the story recounted in one Parv, one day the thirsty Pandavas ignored the Yaksha and fell dead. They lay beside the lake until Yudhishthira arrived on the scene and answered the questions of that bird with a calm and balanced mind. Then the bird offered Yudhishthira the boon of having one brother of his choice brought back to life. Although from a practical point of view, Arjuna or Bhima would have been the most valuable, Yudhishthira chose Nakula because he was the youngest. Also, he was the one most in need of protection since he and Sahadev were the sons of Madri rather than of Kunti, the mother of the other four brothers. So hearing this, the bird was pleased with Yudhishthir's impartiality and he revealed his true identity as Dharma and brought all the brothers back to life. This had been Dharma's first test of Yudhishthira's virtue, and the second was there at the gates of heaven when Yudhishthira was asked to abandon his dog. Since Yudhishthira passed both these tests with flying colors, showing that he would never sacrifice what was ethically right for the sake of what was egoistically interesting, he was then escorted with great dignity into the heavenly realm. The story of the death of the Pandavas and the ascent of Yudhishthira to heaven provides additional insight into the soul's journey to enlightenment. Prasthan in Sanskrit means departure. In the course of an individual's life, he journeys from one place to another in an endless succession of comings and goings. However, when he journeys to that mystic place from which there is no return, that state of enlightenment in which he has said goodbye to the world forever, his departure is referred to as Mahaprasthan. To one who has not studied Vedanta philosophy profoundly, leaving the world of individuality behind may sound like a pathetic development. However, if you have reflected deeply, you will realize that not coming back into the world process is a most joyous attainment. Throughout the course of our evolution, through one embodiment after another, we have been like a river of individuality, struggling as it flowed through the forests, plains, and crowded cities of human existence. In the state of liberation, that river enters into the fullness of the ocean of Brahman, never to be a river again. Once you enter Brahman, there is no coming back. There is cessation of birth and death. That is the meaning of Mahaprasthan, which is this Parva. Thus, in the ascent of Pandavas, it is a dramatization of the soul's movement towards liberation. As we climb that mountain, figuratively speaking, we let drop from our personality various forms of defects and illusions. Partiality or lack of equal vision must fall away. The pride of the intellect must fall away. The pride of the physical beauty of valor, the strength, all must fade away. They must fall. The very idea, I am the body, must fall away. All shades of egoism, all mental impurities, all defects in understanding that keep us trapped in the vision of multiplicity must fall away. Not until we have shed them all can we enter into the transcendental realm of the self, which is figuratively represented in this story as the heavenly world. As we saw, the dog that followed Yudhishthira represents Dharma, the spirit of righteousness. That spirit of righteousness and the merit from the good deeds we have done follows us on our way to liberation as spontaneously and faithfully as a dog follows his master. And like Yudhishthira, it is impossible for a highly advanced aspirant to waver or abandon righteousness in even the slightest measure. With a perfected sense of non-violence, such an aspirant sees the self in all creatures and behind all the diverse names and forms of the world. Until all aspirants attain sufficient heights on the spiritual path, dharma is difficult to practice. However, when one attains enlightenment, dharma becomes natural, spontaneous, easy. An enlightened sage does not have to think about what is right, what is wrong. In his attunement with divine will, everything he does in his life becomes a living scripture on dharma. Jai Shri Krishna. With this, we conclude this episode. And in tomorrow's satsang, we will start the Swarg Arohan Parva. So as we are getting close to conclusion. Hari Om Tat Sat.